Hi to all soccer fans around the world. Hi to all Gunners fans around the world. You are welcome to this special edition of the Arsenal Alchemy. And obviously, it's special because of the news coming from Lisbon, coming from Sporting CP. And the news is about Victor Gyökeres. And the report we're getting from that news is that a deal has been agreed upon. Sporting CP has finally caved into our demands, and they have accepted a deal for Victor Gyökeres. Now, this news is coming from David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano. You will agree with me that they are two of the very reliable soccer journalists, and they have been keeping in touch with this particular transfer for a while now, and they have come out to say that yes, a deal has been reached. Sporting has accepted the deal. Now, that's just the beginning, because the detail of the deal is a very, very weird one. So we are hearing that Arsenal £58 million offer has been accepted, which is 63 million euros now, plus 10 million in add-ons. Now, the catch of this deal is that Victor Gyökeres' agent, whom was entitled to about 10% of the price of the transfer fee, we are hearing that he gave up part of his commission. We are hearing he gave up about 6 million euros of his own money just for this deal to be completed, just for this deal to be accomplished. Now, I have never heard of anything like this before for an agent, because agents are usually very, they're usually very kind of greedy, and they want to make as much money as they can get. Now, for an agent to do this, I kind of feel sorry for the agent. I don't think he had to do this. For him to sacrifice his own commission, or part of his own commission, that is a big sacrifice. That is a huge amount to give up. And look, like I said, I don't know how true this is, but this is what's being reported by David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano. Now, going back to Sporting Lisbon, they had a plan with this transfer. The plan was to inflate the original transfer fee that was set, and invite like a bidding war, invite other clubs to bid for Victor Gyökeres. But unfortunately, the player himself, Victor Gyökeres, came out and said the only team he wants to play for is Arsenal. The only team, he doesn't want to listen to nobody. And he told Manchester United, when Manchester United came, he said as much as, he wants to just play for Arsenal. He doesn't want to join Manchester United. Of course, we know Juventus came for him. He told Juventus the same thing. Juventus was even ready to meet the inflated buyout clause. But this guy stood his ground. He said, no, this is what he wants. It's just Arsenal or nothing. So with that he puts Sporting as a club in a spot, and Arsenal wasn't ready to meet the new transfer the transfer clause. They weren't ready to meet it. So that was what caused this bidding war, this saga, this, back and forth. But I hope, because a week ago we got the same report that the deal was done, and I reported that deal thinking it was done, only to find out there were still some issues to sort out. So I hope this is the last time we're going to be talking about a deal being done. We should be talking about the medical, we should be talking about the medical. That's what we should be talking about next. His personal wages and everything has been agreed upon. So I'm hoping that nothing else is gonna come up. I'm hoping CP is gonna I'm hoping Sporting CP is going to honor this agreement. Like we said, it's not fully 100% confirmed, but it's all over everywhere. Most of the Portuguese press have been reporting that a deal has been reached. So we're hoping, this deal could just finally be put to bed. Yeah, so the deal really is about £68 million if you add the add-ons. The upfront is going to be about £50 million. Then it's going to be about £58 million plus the £10 million add-ons, which is not to me is not a bad it's not a bad price. It's not a bad agreement. I think it's a fair deal, knowing that this guy is gonna set the Premier League alight, knowing that he's gonna be on fire, knowing that this guy is gonna cook for Arsenal. So that is the good news, a couple of days ago, we know the Sporting CP president, he came out, said things like Arsenal wasn't ready to meet the fair value of the player, and they were happy to keep him for another 3 years. That was what he said, and he said this because, of course, Gyökeres didn't show up for training, like he said he wouldn't. He has never said he was gonna. He has said his chapter with Sporting is over. He's not gonna come for training. He has packed his lockers. He has emptied his locker. He is done with the club. He is ready for the new chapter, and that new chapter is gonna be with Arsenal Football Club. And we are ecstatic. We are so happy to have him. The next bit of news is the Noni Madueke. He left the camp in the US, where, of course, his former club, Chelsea, were in the Club World Cup. He flew down to the UK and had his first bout of medical, and we heard it went well. He is healthy. He is fine. Everything went well. And, Rio Ferdinand, the Manchester United former defender, the Manchester United legendary defender, he came out online and, of course, he spoke about the hates and all the negativity that came with the signing of Noni Madueke, and he wasn't happy with it, and he said the fans that have threatened Noni Madueke, I disgrace, and I actually agree with him. I mean the backlash this guy faced when we signed him, nobody was happy about it. But you cannot you cannot blame the player. You can't blame the player for the signing. It's our club. It's Arsenal that went for this guy. The backlash he got, even some threatening, some destroying their own properties, putting up murals on the wall, saying Arteta out. I don't think it's that bad. He's a decent player. He wasn't just what we wanted. It was for me, it was all about priority. It was all about priority, and I felt it was a misplaced priority. Then, putting in mind the kind of money we paid for him while we were dilly-dallying with Sporting for Gyökeres, everybody was angry about this signing. But we shouldn't go to the extent of insulting him, calling him up online, trolling him, threatening his family. That was simply not acceptable. And I agree with Rio Ferdinand on that. You shouldn't do that. Even in my past posts, when I was really pissed about this deal, I said now he's an Arsenal player. We love this club. Anything that comes with this club, we take it. We have made worse signings in the past. Let's be factual, And he, with the right coaching, with the right people behind him, I think he could turn out to be a good signing. So yes, and to all the fans that go to social media trolling players, cussing players, look, it's not easy. It's not easy to be a player. It's not easy to be, I know they're well played, but they're still human beings. Like I said, we should get behind him and support this guy, support him to the fullest, and hopefully we raise his confidence level up and he performs on the pitch. He can play in either wings, so that's a good thing. If Saka is injured, if Saka needs a rest, we play this guy. We play him. He is an England international. If he was that bad, he wouldn't be called up for England. And in England, he's been decent. He's been decent as an England player. He is a Three Lions player. That should tell us that he's a decent player. So please, to all the fans that have been hateful, all the fans that have been trolling, all the fans that come up with negativity, cussing, and all this, that is not who we are as a club. So I'm hoping that will subside. I'm hoping that will be completely corrected. So moving on, the Eze deal is actually going on. It is it's been reported by David Ornstein that there will be the talks is going to start with Crystal Palace either from tomorrow or next tomorrow, and that the player has already agreed personal terms. So that's a good thing. Anytime a player agrees personal terms, that half of the transfer is done. So now it's just for the he has a buyout clause which is about £68 million. Arsenal's aim is to negotiate that buyout clause to about 55 to 60, whatever we can get, for this guy. But this guy, he is a transfer. He's a player that I am really, really excited about, and I'm hoping we can get it done. If we get this guy, I think we have a formidable team. Like I said, with the other players we've had, we get Eze, we get Gyökeres. I'm okay with the transfer window. I'm very, very okay with the transfer window. But on the downside of the Eze deal, we had Tottenham has Tottenham was in for Eze initially before we came in, and the player was like, okay, now that Arsenal is in the race to sign me, I prefer to go to Arsenal. But we've heard that Tottenham is in the race. They're back in the race to sign Eberechi Eze. They are doing this because of the Morgan Gibbs White, the disappointment that Tottenham faced where when they tried to buy him, activate his buyout clause, but they didn't go through the right channel, and so Nottingham Forest, they absolutely were livid and they cancelled the deal. They even threatened to sue, so that deal is over. Because that deal is not going to happen, Tottenham has come back for Eberechi Eze. But I really don't think Tottenham can get him. From what we've heard, he wants to go to Arsenal. It's Arsenal he wants. And but we'll see how that plays out in the coming days. Now, another very important news is the news about Leandro Trossard. Now, Leandro Trossard is supposed to be bound for Turkish club Fenerbahce. We heard the special one, Mourinho, wants him so badly. But according to the Bild reporter, B-I-L-D reporter, Christian Falk, he is writing that Bayern Munich have indicated interest in acquiring the very versatile forward of Arsenal. They are doing this as a contingency if their pursuit of Luis Diaz of Liverpool doesn't work out. So they are ready to try and get into the race to sign Leandro Trossard if their pursuit of Luis Diaz doesn't work out. It's not looking like it's going to work out because Liverpool is not quite ready to sell Luis Diaz. And even if they're going to sell, it's going to be for a lot of money. Excuse me. It's going to be for a lot of money. I mean, Luis Diaz is a class act. He's a fantastic player. He's a good player. He's not going to go on the cheap. So I don't think that deal will work out. So we'll see how that plays out. Is Trossard gonna go to Fenerbahce or is he gonna go to Bayern Munich? The next thing is about Ethan Nwaneri. Good news about that. He's on the verge of signing a professional contract with Arsenal. He's not just going to be a youth boy from the academy. He's going to have a professional contract. His wage will be significantly increased. He will be in the squad. He will be in the squad for the 2025-2026 season. And I'm very excited about this because as a player, he's from Hill End. We don't want to be selling our best products to nobody. So that is a very, very good development. Then also, I'm going to give you a rundown of our preseason preparation. Our preseason preparation starts in earnest with a trip to the camp in Spain, after which we fly out to tour in Asia. Specifically, we're going to go to Singapore and Hong Kong, and our first game in Singapore is going to be on July the 23rd. We're going to be playing AC Milan. I'm hearing the stadium is sold out already. The reception is going to be wonderful. We are going to be well received, and I hope it's going to be a very good game. Then the second game in Singapore will take place on July 27th. And we're going to play a very tough game. We're going to play against Newcastle. You know, that's I am really, really looking forward to. And our next destination will be to Hong Kong. And the only game we're going to play in Hong Kong will be on the July 31st. We're going to be playing our arch rivals, Tottenham. We're going to be playing Tottenham on July the 31st. But we've always tried to do very tough preseason games, play very tough preseason games. This is actually to assess the fitness of the players, know how match ready they are, So yeah, this is it's a very welcome development, and I'm really cool by it, And with that, we'll come to the end of our show. Once again, as a Ghana fan, I am very, very excited. I am super, super elated about we finally getting Victor Gyökeres. Tell me what you think about this. Do you think it's going to happen? Or do you think it's just rumor? Do you think it's just talk? What do you think about Trossard? What do you think about our preseason games? What do you think about Eze and Tottenham coming for Eze? Sorry, you let me know what you think in the messaging, and I'll be there to interact with you. And if you like this video, please do like, share, and subscribe to this video. And from now, it's goodbye.